and related to this, WWE press conferences are done.
Great. That was embarrassing because they made a joke of it anyway. So does AEW. It's just a joke. And they don't put actual news people out there, do they?
Oh, I think WWE tried briefly once. And then they found out they were getting a load of questions that they didn't want to answer, which is kind of the opposite of the point of a press conference, really. I mean, do you remember, this goes to the Janelle Grant thing, do you remember when it was like a day before, 2 days before, it was the Royal Rumble, in fact, 2024, when Brock Lesnar was pulled, and then someone asked Triple H, so we've got to talk about the Vince McMahon allegations, and he sat there and he went, I don't really know what the allegations are, I've not read any of the civil suit from Janelle Grant, and it's like you've had 2 days, it's your father-in-law,
well, if
you don't know.
Yeah, well, if you don't know, plead ignorance. I don't know what they are, so I really can't talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Dutch, enjoy the show. Whatever
That's
the
it.
answer was, whatever the question was, enjoy the show.
That's it.
So,
Good way to get out of it.
So yeah, they were terrible. Anyway, the SummerSlam press conferences were actually cancelled last minute because people from the wrestling world and other journalists and whatnot went there with press passes and were told on the day, I guess, that the press conferences were cancelled. And then Brock Lesnar debuts Sunday evening, and then all of a sudden it becomes a little bit more obvious why Triple H and co. didn't feel like talking to people who might ask questions about Brock Lesnar.
All right, who made that decision?
It's got to be Triple H, hasn't it? Sure.
TKO?
Oh, God, yeah.
TKO made it. Oh, yeah. And if Triple H was supposed to be the one out there, he's glad it's canceled because he doesn't have to handle it now. And none of those questions, with those fake journalists out there, that's why I say it's embarrassing. One guy from the Greenwood Press and News or whatever just made up names, I guess, asking a question and they can't answer.
Hey, AEW were even worse. They were letting people in who had like 100 followers on Twitter just because it was a pro AEW Twitter thing. And they give them a press pass at one point. Mm-hmm. I mean, AEW were even worse as far as like not letting people in, but WWE, well, AEW do this as well. Is that they wouldn't extend a press pass to anybody who they think are a dissenter, who might ask a difficult question. And then WWE at one point were withholding press passes from certain journalists that actually would ask a difficult question. Like, I don't know if it's a John Pollock or a Brandon Thurston or something like that, who would actually quiz WWE on business or, ethical questions, whatever it might be. And then all of a sudden they were editing and it's 1984 and only certain people can talk to me and only certain people we can... What's the point? I mean, they just controlled their own narrative and they became absolutely useless. And then they started shooting angles on them. You remember when John Cena put R-Truth through a table? And everyone just sat there just going, this is very weird.
Yeah. When we're at a loss for words to describe what they did, it is pretty bizarre. It really is. And that's wrestling. I mean, you can either accept it or not, but that's the world of wrestling. Years ago, we wouldn't have even thought of something like that.
WWE also, I'm sorry, 1 second, instead of doing the press conferences, ended up doing, like they've got the pre-show and they've got that table and they've got crowd behind them. They just did that instead, where Triple H was fielded the most unbelievable softball questions where he could tout, how great it was that Brock Lesnar was coming back from, WWE's, most loyal employees kind of thing with, pushback. All the while that the fans were chanting, "We want Karrion Kross."
Yeah,
which was also ignored.
I think Brock Lesnar coming back now is old hat, and nobody's thinking about it. And they're thinking like you. Well, they must have reached some kind of a conclusion, not a conclusion for the whole case, But about Brock, they've already reached that point and they're past it now. And that's good for the defense, really.